Shalom, shalom. Can you hear me? Is anybody out there? I can feel your pain. Shalom. Give me a one if you can hear me. A one, a one. In the meantime, shalom, Gary. Harrison, Betty, altruistic Torah studies. Aharon, Kenneth, Troy, Brenda, Felix, Thea, Ginch. Let's see. Anybody else? Harrison? I got Harrison's binary there. Okay, good. You don't hear the fan? I've got my Blue Yeti up here with me, and the backside's facing the fan. I have it set so that it shouldn't be picking that up. So hopefully you can hear me all right. Okay, look, so today we're going to be doing our listen and learn approach, where it's an auditory learning approach, focusing on the auditory learners or auditory learning style. Even if you're a visual learner, there's a good chance your secondary learning style might be auditory. So this can help you. So we've been working through the book of Shoftim, through Judges. Hey, yes, Boker Tov Gam Lecha, Diakonos, servant, nice. Okay, let's see. Let's see here. All right, just make sure I'm in the right place. Avinu Malkeinu ken yiratzon ki tishmor na et divrecha. Ta'azer na otanu lelmod tov be'einecha. Bi Adonai. Tishlach na et ruchacha al kol talmidai. Ta'azer na otam. Titenna lahem Adonai et zichronim tovim. וכל הדברים האלה אנחנו נברכך בזכות ישוע HaMashiach. All right, let's get started. So the picture here, this is a funeral procession for the judge who dies in this week's episode. So you want to see who it is? Just wait and see. Let's see. All right, so we will start with Judges chapter 3, verse 11, and that will end the section. You'll see there's a little pay there. Now remember, you don't have to look at the text tonight. You don't have to be glued to the screen. You don't have to be looking at your Hebrew Bible. We are focusing on auditory learning. So thank you, altruistic, no fan, good, good. So you can just listen. If you want, you can close your eyes, rest it from that blue light, the screen time, or you can watch also if you prefer. But I will not be writing anything on the screen today, okay? Oh, let me put up my Patreon banner. Okay. Interesting, it doesn't want to... There it is. Yay. Hebrew literacy in the house. If you'd like to support what we do here, please consider becoming a patron. This teaching ministry is entirely funded by gifts from the congregants of Simchat Hashem and from love gifts from you guys, my students all around the world. I really appreciate you all. And this is how we eat. So if you want to become a monthly donor, you can head on over and become one of my patrons at patreon.com/HebrewLiteracy. All right, let's get to the teaching. Judges chapter 3, verse 11. First, I'll just read through it, and then we'll pick it apart. Again, you don't have to watch if you don't want. Vatishkot haaretz 40 shana vayamot Othniel ben Kanaz. Okay? Vatishkot. So, shakat, this is shin, koth, tet, shakat. You might have heard an angry Israeli parent shouting at a bunch of kids before, if you've ever visited the land. Or at a kid, shut it! Shut up! Shut it! Oder auf Deutsch. Halt die Klappe! I just love it in German, it's so funny. Shut up is halt die Klappe! Shut it. So tishkot, the tav at the beginning is telling you that it could either mean it's you talking to a man or it's she. And in this case, it's she because the next word, ha'aretz, is a feminine. The land is feminine, right? So tish or tushkot, ha'aretz means the land will be quiet, right? It will be quiet. But we have a vav at the beginning. That vav conversive is going to change things around. It's our flux capacitor. It's going to make it vatishkot. So instead of she will be quiet, she was quiet. So en haaretz, the land was quiet. Vatishkot haaretz, or vatishkot haaretz arba'im. Now, if you don't know this word, you might recognize arba. Arba. Arba is 4, the number 4. And if you ever, with a lot of Hebrew numerals, most of the single digits, if you just put a plural im on the end, that's the equivalent of putting a 0 on the end in mathematics. So if arba is 4, and you put a 0 on the end to make it 40, just make it the plural. Arba'im. So that makes it 40. Okay? So, for example, 3 is shalosh. Shaloshim is 30, 30. 4, arba, 40, arba'im. 50, we'll take the number 5. Chamesh, put a 0 on it to make 50, put in the plural. Chamishim. 6, shesh, 60, shishim. 7, sheva, 70, sheve'im. 8, shmoneh, 80, shmonim. Tesha, tish'im. And then 100's a bit different. The only one that's a little weird is 20. 20 is not really what you would think it is. It has nothing to do with the number 2, right? It's not shatim or something. Probably because before we had the vowel system, the way the number 2 was written, shtayim, it's got that dual ending at the end. Whenever you have an ayim at the end of a number, it means 2 of the thing, not a number, of a word or whatever, right? So for example, I can say yad is hand, yadayim means 2 hands, right? Ayin is an eye. Eye-in-eyes is 2 eyes. The ayim means 2 of the thing. It's the dual. But it's written exactly the same as the masculine or common plural, the im. If you don't have the vowels, shtayim looks also like shtim. So I'm wondering if maybe that's why the number 20 developed differently. So 20, it's not what you would think. It's the number 10, asara or aser, and just put that in the plural. Asrim. So I guess it's like 2 10s you got, right? So, all right. So let's continue. Vatishkot haaretz. Then the land was silent. Arba'im. 40. Shana. And we know Shana, we just sing it for this holiday. Leshana haba b'Yerushalayim. Leshana haba b'Yerushalayim. Next year in Jerusalem. Next year in Jerusalem. Which is amazing if you think about it. This song, it usually brings tears to my eyes because for thousands of years, our people would sing this song dreaming of being able to pray in Jerusalem. But the Muslims would kill any Jew who tried to pray at our holiest site, at the Western Wall. The death penalty was there. They would kill anyone who tried. There was no religious freedom in Jerusalem under Islam. So until we had our own state, now we can. We can even live in Jerusalem without having to pay the jizya, the 20% tax for not being a Muslim that non-Muslims have to pay. We didn't have to have all this financial extortion. It's all gone. We're free, a free people in a free land. Although U.S. college campuses wouldn't look like it, would they? That's not really what they want. When you have actual Nazis crying and shouting from the river to the sea and shouting Antifada, these delusion students, people would say, I'd never be a Nazi. I would have fought them. Well, you're being one now, aren't you? But here we are fighting for land once again. Please remember to pray for the soldiers of Israel, the pilots, that everybody will return home safely, and that all of the wicked shall be slain speedily and soon. Okay, continue on. Shana is here. Vayamot Othniel. Vayamot Othniel. So, of course, it's gray. That's the guy's name, Othniel. This word is from mot, mem, vav, tav. The vav is the second letter and the second root letter, and it disappears. Oftentimes when you have a verb with a vav in the middle letter, they disappear. Harrison says, because they've been educated, indoctrinated. So true. Yeah, most of the professors at universities today are lefty liberals. Altruistic Torah study says absolutely. Yeah, great. Yofi, good. Okay, so the yod is showing you t. So yomot. The reason it's mot, it's not yamat, it's yamot, is because that is a closed unaccented syllable. And whenever you have a closed unaccented syllable with the comments in it, that's going to be an o, the short comments. So vayamot Othniel. So then he died. Othniel ben Kenaz, the son of Kenaz. So one more time through verse 11. Vatishkot haaretz arba'im shana. Then the land sheketed, it shut up. Arba'im shana, 40 year. Vayamot, or vayomot, the yo means he. And he died. Who died? Othniel ben Kenaz. Othniel, the son of Kenaz. And then that pei means there's a big white space traditionally in the scroll. All right. Verse 12. I'm just going to scan it, so don't get worried. But there's a lot of names in here. So this one, I mean, heck, even if you know if you know Hebrew, you can get this one. You can get more than half of this one. It's kind of nice. Vayosifu, or Vayosifu, we have alternate accents there. Bnei Yisrael, la'asod hara be'einei Adonai. Vaychazek Adonai et Eglon, melech Moav. Al Yisrael, al ki asu et hara be'einei Adonai. Okay, so let's look at that first word. Vayosifu. Almost sounds like Josephus. So this is from the verb yasaf, yasaf, which is to add, right? To add to grow, to be more. Okay, so it's a Hiphil. It's kind of hard to tell because we don't have that yod sticking in, jammed in before the third root letter, right? Usually that tells you when it's a Hiphil. Hiphil just means causative verbal stem. So if you know the verbal root, this is one thing that's great about biblical Hebrew. It's so amazing. A lot of times if you learn what the meaning of the root is in the basic sense, the three-letter root of a verb, and then you see a form like this, the causative form, or the intensive form, or the passive form, you basically get a free word out of it, right? So in the Hiphil, it means to increase, to increase. So va yo tif u. So that u and the yo, that means they. Okay, and one of the yos is from the root. So they increased. Who increased? Subject, Bnei Yisrael. And the vav, but then the children of Israel increased. Okay, what did they increase? La'asot. This is from the verb asa, it's an infinitive. Asa, eye-in-eyes-Seen, hey, to do or to make. La'asot is to do. What did they increase doing? Ha-ra, the evil. The evil. Think of Dr. Evil. Ha-ra, be-einei Adonai. Be, the bait means in. Einei, that's from the word ayin, which is an eye. Einayim means eyes. Drop the mem, it means eyes of. So einei is eyes of Yod-He, Waw-He, the sacred name. So Vayosifu b'nei Israel, then the children of Israel continued, you could say continued or increased, la'asot, doing the ra, evil, be, in, einei Adonai, the eyes of the Lord. Oftentimes we'll just translate that in the Lord's sight, right? Like it's not even hidden, he sees it. Okay, any comments or questions? You guys doing okay? I'm just going to take a sip of tea. As always, drinking kosher tea, the kosher hechsher mark on it. Tonight we have a combination of a couple things, and I don't have enough light in here to read, so it'll remain a mystery. Roibos something. Oh, that's good. All right. Vaychazek Adonai. Vaychazek Adonai et Eglon melech Moav. Chazak. So Chazak, you know this, we see it at the end of a Torah book, right? When we've read one of the books of the Torah, what do we say? Chazak, chazak, v'nitchazek. Chazak, chazak, v'nitchazek. Be strong, and let us be strengthened. Harrison is making a Hiphil form out of the kind of tea that I have. Nice. I like it. I like it. But this is an intensive form of chazak. If you notice, you probably couldn't hear it if you're just listening. I will exaggerate. Vaychaz zek. Here there's two zayins. Vaychaz zek. So that means there's a P, it's a PL form. There's a strong dagesh in the second root letter, meaning there are two zayins there. And when there are two zayins, you got your hand full. Two zayins, it's going to tell us this is the strong form. So Adonai, Vaychazek Adonai, so Hashem strengthens, or like stirred up, something like this. Strengthened, stirred up. Who'd he stir up? Et Aglon. Et Aglon. Who is Aglon? Next words, Melech Moav. So because it's a name, we say V on the first word, right? So Moav, it carries its the-ness, its definiteness force to the word that's in construct relationship with us. And to make it easy for you guys, I always have marked, well, not always, I try to, the words that are in the construct state, those are the ones with the blue boxes around them, okay? Again, this is just auditory, so you don't have to see the blue boxes. But if you were looking, then that's what you would see. That could give a little bit of a hint there. Okay. The king of Moab, Al Yisrael, Al Yisrael, over Israel, or concerning Israel. You guys doing okay? Any comments or questions? Maybe because it's auditory night, there's less chit chat, which is totally fine. You do what you need to learn well. Okay. So one more time through. Vaychazek Adonai, then Hashem made strong. It feels to me like it's stirred up. It literally means like, this is the same word that's used to harden a heart, for example. Right? Like in the Exodus 7:13, we have Chazak Lev, the heart is hardened. Or hardened the heart. Chazak Lev Paro, he hardened the heart of Pharaoh. The PL, you got that extra strength in there this time. So to stir up, like Hashem stirred up Eglon Melech Moav. Eglon, the king of Moab, or Moab, if you want to say it that way. Al concerning Yisrael. All right, continuing on. Harrison says, you're all up in here. Great. Gary says, Haraibo sounds like gummy bears. All right, continuing. Al ki asu et hara be'einei Adonai. Ra'al. So here, ra'al is being used in a bit of a strange way. So I will just be hyper literal, and then we can piece it together. Ra'al, over or concerning, ki, kaf yod, that or because, or over concerning. So it seems really together, it's like because. Right? This is why he stirred them up. Ra'asu, ra'asu. The verb is asa, ayin sin hey, to do or to make, and the u means they. Because they, ra'asa, they made, or they did, et hara, the evil. Ha, ra, the evil. Be'einei Adonai, in Hashem's sight. Okay, I'm going to read through 11 and 12. One more time. Try to understand. Try to get the translation before I tell it to you. Judges 3, verse 11. Vatishkot, from sheket. Sheket. Vatishkot haaretz. Then the land was silent, was quiet. It's okay if you said and. Vav means all kinds of things. Arba'im, from the word arba. Arba'im shana. 40 shana, year. Vayamot Othniel ben Kenaz. Vayamot, and he moted, and vayomot Othniel ben Kenaz. Then Othniel, son of Kenaz, died. Verse 12. Vayosifu, from Yasaf, b'nei Yisrael. Then Yosifu, b'nei Yisrael, the children of Israel, continued or added or increased la'asot, to do, from asa, ha-ra, ha-ra, the evil. If you can't remember Ra, just think of the Egyptian sun god. His name means evil in Hebrew. Ra. They worship Ra. Be'einei Adonai. Be'einei Adonai. In. Be'einei. The einayim. The eyes. The eyes of Adonai. Vaychazek Adonai. Et Eglon Melech Moav. Then Adonai chazakt, strengthened or stirred up. Eglon, that's a name. Melech Moav, the king of Moab. Al, over or concerning Yisrael. Al ki asu. Al ki. So those just kind of sound awkward in English. Over, because, or concerning, because. Asu. That's from asa, but the u tells you who's doing it, right? Because asu, they did, et hara, the sun god. Nope, the evil. Be'einei Adonai. Be'einei Adonai. In the eyes of Adonai, or in Adonai's sight. Hey, shalom! Nuno from Portugal. Very nice. Obrigado. Glad you're here. And my count, glad to find you back, to find rest in the midst of reclaim spots. Thank you. Okay. I didn't exactly understand that. Sorry. Glad you're here too. We are here almost every day. We have usually at least 6 videos a week. Okay. So on Sunday is the day that I don't put stuff out. Right. So yeah, kind of like a family day because Shabbat's very busy. Ironically. All right. Let's go on. Continuing. So glad you all are here. Please remember to smash that like button. I see 46 views and 25, oh no, 17 likes. Oops. Walk, walk, walk. Well, if you don't like it, that's fine. You don't have to lie. Verse 13. Vaye'esof eliv et b'nei Ammon ve'Amalek. Vayelech, vayach et Yisrael. Vayir reshu et el ha-temarim. Okay, now let's pick it apart a bit more slowly. Vaye'esof. Vaye'esof. So Asaf, Aleph, Sin, Pei. There shouldn't be commercials on the channel. I have commercials turned off. If you're experiencing commercials, let me know. Okay, there should not be any advertisements running. Aleph, I said Sin. Sorry, I was kind of thinking about that commercial thing. Aleph, Samech, Pei. So Asaf is to gather, not to be confused with Yasaf, which we just had above. Yod, Samech, Pei. Right? Or rather, yeah, Yod Sin Pei. This is Aleph Samech Pei, which is to gather, like to collect. So Va Ye Esof. So the Ye means he. Va Ye Esof. And he gathered or he collected a live, ale unto Ive. unto him, unto himself. Shalom, Marvin. Not sure what the CHR means. Character space. Vaye'esof alive, and he gathered unto himself. Et is just going to tell us the object. B'nei v'Ammon v'Amalek. The Ammonites and Amalek. So the children of Ammon, that's how you see the Ammonites, and Amalek, our ancient enemy. Vayelech. This is the verb halach. It's kind of hard to tell because usually verbs that start with a hey, the beginning hey doesn't necessarily disappear, but in this verb, it does. It's so strange that if this happens, that Ibn Ezra even thought this was a separate verb, yalach, with the root yalach, that meant the same thing as halach. But we've learned later, through modern linguistics, that it actually is halach. So the yod, yelech. So va yelech. Yelech means he will go. Va yelech means and he went. Vayach. Now this is a hard verb to recognize because the verb is doubly weak. What that means is of the three root letters, double of them, two of them like to disappear. Okay? I remember when I was young, my first job after college, and I was reading through my Hebrew Bible every day, trying to increase my vocabulary, trying to understand better. And I came across this word somewhere, and I was like, what is this word? And it wasn't so popular today, having like Bible software, or, the web was kind of new, so there wasn't a lot of resources out there. And just, what is this word? It's forever to figure it out. It's nacha. So it's what we call a pay noon verb. When a verb starts with the letter noon, that's a kind of weak verb because the noon will assimilate or disappear. Okay? And it ends in a hey. And you guys, if you've been with me for a while, we have that kind of that chant or the slogan. When a verb ends with a hey, the hey goes away, right? So the final hey goes and the first noon goes. So in the verb nacha, noon, kaf, hey, you're just left with the kaf. It's a doubly weak verb, so kind of tricky. So the yod here is saying he. So yach or yoch means he will smite. Vayach means and he smote at Yisrael. He struck Israel, but the nuance of nacha, it's a bit more than just hitting somebody. Usually it means to hit with success, right? To militarily hit with success. For example, we could say now that in the news recently, Vayach Am Yisrael et Gaza, or Vayach Am Yisrael et Hezbollah. To smite with great victory, with success. So Vayach, and he struck, he smote et Yisrael, sadly. Vayireshu, and he dispossessed, or pardon me, and they were dispossessed. Kind of a weird setup here. Yeah, crushed. Oh, that's good, Harrison. Yeah, crush sounds good. Yeah, it could be like crushed. I like that. That sounds like a good one. Where were we? Vayirishu. So Yarash usually has the idea of to dispossess, like or to inherit, to cause to inherit, one of those two things. So you can dispossess the people, you can move them around, whatever, something like this, or to take possession, right? Or to possess. Not with demons, okay? It's from the verb yarash, yod, resh, shin. And the spelling's a little odd. Usually we would lose that second yod instead of having, basically it's three yods in a row. The first yod has a dagesh, so that's kind of strange, just so you know. I'm going to check there's an alternate form. Let me see. I want to see what the textual apparatus says. Where is that? Hold on. I'm going to see what the other manuscripts say. I'm curious about this. The little A is saying this. Oh, yeah, just missing that extra yod. Yeah, so many manuscripts don't have that extra yod. So, and they dispossessed et ir hatemarim. Hatemarim. Ayin Yod Resh. If you haven't seen my Hebrew word of the day, I have like an ear with skyscrapers sticking out of it. Ir means city. City. And the temarim means date palms, the city of date palms. They dispossessed the city of date palms. You guys doing okay? Is our speed all right for you? All right, good. Okay. Continuing. Verse 14. Oh, maybe let me read through 13 one more time. Vaye'esof. That's asaf is the verb. Vaye'esof. And he gathered, this is the king, alive unto him. Remember, try to translate before I do. Et b'nei Ammon. The b'nei, the banim, the children of the Ammon, the Ammonites. Va and Amalek. Vayelech, and he halacht, he went. Vayach, and he nachad, he smote. What was the word in the chat? Crushed. He crushed at Israel. Vayireshu, and they dispossessed, or were dispossessed, at El, the city of Hatemarim, of the date palms. And I think for tonight, the last one we'll do verse 14. That's a decent sized lesson. Verse 14. Vaya'avdu v'nei Yisrael et Eglon melech Moav shemonei asrei shana vaya'avdu vaya'avdu. So the verb, of course, is avad, which is to serve. You may be the devil. You may be the Lord. I'm gonna have to save somebody. The yod and the u means they. Ya'avdu. They will serve, but then we have that vav conversive, changing it around. And they served. Who's the they? V'nei Yisrael, the children of Israel. Et is going to tell us who they served. Aglon, egghead. Aglon, Melech Moab, the king of Moab. Shemonei Esrei Shana. Shemonei is 8. Esrei is 10. That's how you say 18. 8, 10. Remember, it's not 80. 80 would be, we take Shemonei and we put it in the plural. Shemonim. That would be 80. So Shemonei is 8. Esrei, 10. Oh, like the famous prayer, the Shemonei Esrei. Shana, the 18 benedictions from the Siddur. Right? Shana, year. One more time, 14, and then we'll reread everything and be done. Vaya'avidu. Vaya'avidu. Bnei Yisrael. Then the Bnei Yisrael avaded, they served at Aglon, Melech Moab. Shemonei Esrei Shana. 18 years. 8, 10 year. And then you see the samech, or you, if you're not looking, there's a samech at the end. That's called a satum. That's a section marker end. It's like the end of a little mini story section. That means there's some little white space in the Torah. Not as much as when it's a pay, like we started with, but still something. Okay. Now we're going to reread it all. And I want you to do your best to say the words before I do. And then we'll go through one more time, and it's all on you at a regular pace, okay? Bitte schön, Harrison. Das gefällt es mir, dass du auf Deutsch schreibst. Sehr gut. Dank. Okay. Verse 11. Vatishkot haaretz. Vatishkot haaretz. Then the land sheketed, was silent. Arba'im shana. Arba'im shana. 40 years. Literally 40 year. Vayamot. Othniel ben Kenaz. Vayamot. Then Vayomot. Then he moted. He died. Who died? Othniel ben Kenaz. Verse 12. Oh, there's a pay I was telling you about. There's a pay marker. That means there's a large white space in the scroll. Vayosifu, or Vayosifu. The Masoretes added the I there. That's the reason I read it as Yosifu, not Yosifu, because we know it's an effective. There would have been a yod there in a consonantal text only. Vayosifu b'nei Yisrael. Then the children of Israel, they yasafed. They added. They continued. La'asot. La'asot. To ra'asa. To do. Ha-ra. Ha. The. Ra. Evil. Be'einei Adonai. Be'einei Adonai. Be. That's a bait. In. Be'einei. From einayim. Drop the mem. The eyes of Yod-He, Waw-He. Vaychazek Adonai. So, I'm translating that vav as so. Vaychazek Adonai. So Adonai, intensive of chazak, strengthened. Et Aglon, that guy, Melech Moav, the king of Moav. Al Yisrael, concerning Israel. Al Ki, on account of, because, or concerning, because. Asu, they had done, they asad, et hara, the ra, the evil. Be'einei Adonai. Be'einei Adonai. In Adonai's sight, in the eyes of Adonai. Verse 13. Va'ye'esof. 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 So the ye is he. So he asoft, aleph, sin, pei. He gathered alive unto him, et b'nei Ra'amon, Amalek, the b'nei Ammon, the children of Ammon, the Ammonites. That's a vav, not a bait, and Amalek, and Amalek. Vayelech, and he halach. Vayelech, and he halach, he went. Vayach, Vayoch, and he nachad, nun, kaf, hey. He smote, he crushed, et Yisrael, lo aleinu. Vayireshu, vayireshu, and they yarashed. It's kind of hard because it really should be they were dispossessed. Et to el hatemarim, el ayin yod resh, el, the city of hatemarim, of the tamars, which is a date palm, the city of date palms. Verse 14. Vaya'avdu b'nei Yisrael. The verb again. Va'ya'avdu. So the ya and u, they avad. So the b'nei Yisrael, vaya'avdu, they served et Aglon, that guy, Melech Moav, the king of Moab. Shemone Esrei Shana. Shemone, 8. Esrei, 10. So 18. Shana, year. We're going to read one more time through. Any comments or questions? You guys doing okay? All right. Last time through. This time, I will not translate. Let's do this, Brutus. Okay, going to be moderate speed, okay? Just try to get the gist of it. ותשקוט הארץ 40 שנה, וימות Othniel ben Kenaz. Verse 12. ויוסיפו בני ישראל לעשות הרע בעיני אדוני. ויחזק אדוני את עגלון מלך מואב. ועל ישראל, ועל כי עשו את הרע בעיני אדוני. Verse 13. ויאסוף אליו את בני רעמון ועמלק. וילך ויח את ישראל. וירשו את עיר התמרים. Verse 14. ויעבדו בני ישראל את עגלון מלך מואב 18 שנה. How'd you guys do? Did you do all right? How did that feel, that pace at the end there? I'm getting shalom, shalom. I hope you were still hearing me. Give me one if you heard me until now. Still hear me? A little concerned because people are saying shalom, shalom and everything. It's sinking in. Okay, good. Ah, that's good. Ich danke dir, mein Freund. Or in Yiddish, a dank. A shame and dank. Altruistic Torah study says I'm learning, doing my best. Laughing out. No problem. It's immersion. It's okay. You know, it's good if you're getting even if you just get a few of the words and some of the concepts, your mind is going to start feeling more and more natural with Hebrew, with biblical Hebrew. And we're in the word too, right, guys? So there's a spiritual benefit as well. Zero good. Yashua Diakonos, funny. All right, guys, I'm going to end this then. Thank you so much for being here today. I'm really glad when you're here live with me. It's a lot more fun than the pre-recorded stuff, even though we chat about it. So tomorrow we will be continuing in the book of Exodus. I think we're around chapter 28 in that book. So, and after Exodus, we'll probably be getting into Genesis. I'll take a vote and see what book you guys want from the Torah. That's our Torah night. Yeah. So, and remember, we're in the days of awe right now. So let's work on improving ourselves, introspection, seeing how we can be better people this next year forward. All right? So glad you guys are here. Have a great and awesome